Hi everyone, it's Dan, and for this week's Try and Report, I'm going to be going over the application Audacity. What Audacity is, as you can see from its own homepage, is Audacity is a free, open-source, cross-platform audio software for multi-track recording and editing. That sounds like a really fancy definition to me. What I'm going to use it for is recording my own voice to create a podcast. And so you can't actually do anything from the website. You actually have to download the software or the application. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Once you have downloaded the software, it does create a shortcut on your home screen. And once you open the application, this is what it looks like. It's really pretty easy to use, especially if you're only recording your own voice. You hit the red button and you can see up here that it's measuring my voice, and you can see here that it's recording. To stop, you hit the black button. As far as saving, I did have to read the user manual basically to figure out how to save. You don't go to save, you actually go to export. And so I'm going to export as an MP3. You can see I've played around with this a little bit today, so I've created a few different files, but I'll try this one again. So try and report, then hit save. You also have the option to go into more detail as far as naming your file, but I don't really need to get into all that right now. So now I have an audio file. What am I going to do with it? Well, what my plan is I would like to create a podcast, and so I have gone to Podbean, and I've named my podcast Rural Education, because that's my greatest research interest, is education within rural communities. But so you'll come over here, you say if you go to the home and publish a podcast, choose a file to upload. There's my try and report. Double click. Files uploaded. I have to give it a title. It actually will not let you publish the podcast without a title. And publish. And from there I can share it and embed it, do whatever I need to do to get my podcast out to the world. Now, as far as the SAMR model, how am I going to use Audacity to fit in with the SAMR model? For me, dealing with rural education, especially English as a second language or bilingual students, in rural areas, they really don't have access to teachers that are fluent in languages other than English. So for me, this Audacity and a podcast application would be redefining, because you would be able to get a teacher from basically anywhere in the world that can speak the language of the student and also teach the student English. As an example, I had a student that was from the Marshall Islands. His mother tongue was Marshallese, and when he came to this school, he didn't speak any English, and of course no one spoke Marshallese either. With this application, I would be able to possibly have somebody else anywhere in the world that spoke Marshallese and be able to create lessons and communicate with this student in his own language. I think that, to me, is redefining. So again, I think Audacity gives me the tools to record my voice or record anybody's voice and to put it into a podcast so that anyone around the world would be able to be involved in the lessons that are created through this app. Thanks.